amazing. This year is almost gone.
Yep.
Well, I don't know what date it is. No, wait, hold on. It's gone. This year is gone. What am
Oops.
I? Oops. What am I talking about? It's gone. Happy New Year. Welcome, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, or evening. It depends where you are on this globe. I welcome you to one more live talk. And again, who is doing the honor to be with us? Dreemie is with
Dreemie.
us. How are you doing, Dreemie? It's good to see you again.
I'm doing wonderful. Am
Uh,
I still glowing from?
you are still glowing. Very, if you didn't watch the video from last time, go watch it because
Yeah,
Dreemie shared some wonderful news with us, and that's the reason why she's glowing
that's
today.
right.
So we're happy that you're still glowing. Very, very happy for you and your whole family.
We
By the way,
realize, oh
excuse
yeah,
me, let me interrupt you really, really quick because we are early enough on the video. Dream is contact information and DreemPort, the web page
the
address
website. Yeah,
with
yeah.
the
Uh-huh,
website and the
uh-huh.
YouTube channel is in the description box. Please go there, visit if you want to know more about her. Get in touch with Dreamy,
Yes,
and
please.
watch her videos, her tutorials, and subscribe. Please subscribe to her channel, and don't forget to give like because that will help her to keep growing the channel, to keep drawing attention to what she's doing. It's just a great opportunity for you writers. If you love to write, if you love to be creative through the well, before it was to the paper
Yeah,
and the pen, but today is
yeah,
maybe like the keyboard.
yeah.
This is
Bloggers,
the
bloggers.
bloggers and things like that. This is your chance. Get in touch with Dreamy, visit her channel, and see what the wonderful things they are doing. So, well, Dreamy, amazing. This year is almost gone.
Yep.
Well, I don't know what date it is. No, wait, hold on. It's gone. This year is gone. What am
Oops.
I? Oops. What am I talking about? It's gone. Happy New Year.
2023, we made it.
We made it live, so that's good. Did you have a good? Did you have a good New
It was the
Year's
best. It was so good.
celebration? So
It was the best one ever.
oh my god. Yeah, same here. We had a blast. We really had a blast. We really eat and dance and enjoy ourselves. So it was great.
Exactly.
Oh man, time flies by. It's amazing. I, um, I began or I started in the blockchain, um, in Hive,
Uh-huh.
in April. So I'm not quite there yet.
Okay.
uh,
Okay.
uh, 8 months, but it has been a ride for me. This
Yeah.
this time, I got to know you. I've learned so much. I have grown and learned and realized there is so much more to learn.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
it has been a really wonderful time, a wonderful year in many regards. I mean, it has been a weird year. I mean,
Yeah.
2022, but I would like to concentrate on the good stuff today, and maybe talk about a little bit about resolutions, because
Okay.
we have achieved so many things. But I assume you, just as I and our viewers, I assume that you have a lot of resolutions for 2023. Am I right?
Yeah. Yes.
You
Well,
do?
I always start my resolutions in the end of the previous year
Okay.
because I feel like by the time January 1st comes around, I
Hmm.
already want to be implementing the things that I want to happen in 2023 or 2024, the next year.
Yes.
And so I try to start with that mentality in November, December, actually.
Okay.
I really kind of like try to get, because they say like habits take 6 weeks to actually become habits. So by the time January comes around, too many people drop their resolutions by the end of January.
Right.
And I've realized, no, if you start, then by the time January comes around, you're just kind of maintaining and you're continuing. And I
Right.
think another thing is that we often hold ourselves to this idea that January 1st is somehow different than December 31st, when in reality, it's
It's
just tomorrow, you
it's
know?
just tomorrow. It's just the day after.
Exactly, it's like December 32nd, December 33rd,
Right.
And so I think part of it is taking that stigma away from, oh, it's a positive thing. It's a good thing to be like, whew, it's a new year, it's fresh start, But at the same time, I think sometimes um I feel like we set ourselves up
Mm-hmm.
for 2022 being this, woo, we made it through 2021, and then 2022 came and it was like, what is this? This
I
is
know.
worse.
Mm,
So it's kind of like, I don't know, I try to think of it in a continuum so that
right.
I don't set myself up for these um expectations. At the same time, I absolutely do still give myself goals and hold myself accountable to continuing to grow and push.
So
So I kind
so
of have two different things happening.
right. So you're saying that sometimes we set ourselves in the sense that maybe like we set the bar too high,
Yeah.
or we expect too much from
Yeah.
ourselves,
I think
or
so.
the new year,
The new year.
so to speak.
Yeah.
Okay, okay, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I feel like, yeah.
I think you're right. I mean, I think one of the biggest problems, and being a tiny habits coach, I completely agree with you. I mean, I think we need to go for small goals.
Yes.
If we want to achieve something. I mean, the end, the big goal has to be there in mind, of
Right.
course. But
Right.
it's always better to go to divide it into small chunks,
Absolutely.
and then go for the
Absolutely.
small ones.
Yes. Yes.
And develop our habits, some new habits or
Right.
resolutions, and go step by step. I agree with you,
Yeah.
because if we want to go from 0 to 100 in under 1 minute, it will be,
Right. You burn
yeah,
out.
yeah,
Yeah.
mm,
I work backwards
right,
often. I'll
mm,
think about where I want to be in 2000,
right,
the end, and then I'll go, okay, so where do I have to be 6 months? And then where do I have to be 3 months? And then where do I have
mm-hmm,
to be so that when I am off my course,
mm-hmm,
I think I did this a long time ago. I heard it and I started implementing it because when you think about charting your course at
mm-hmm,
sea and
mm-hmm,
you're like, okay, you look at the degrees, and you're like, I need to be here in
mm-hmm,
this direction.
mm-hmm.
In the very beginning, if you are just 1 degree off,
Right,
and you
yeah,
continue in that, by the time you get to the end,
right.
so it's like you set your course, but then every day you kind of course correct,
You have to
keep course
calibrate again,
correcting.
right?
Yeah. And I think that's all about those tiny habits because
Yes.
when you have smaller goals that are part of the bigger goal, then when you are actually, off that line
Right.
again. So,
And at the end, if you do it right, those are milestones, or
yeah.
building bricks that
Yes.
that will just compile, and add to what you are doing, and they will
Yeah.
be a plus, not a hindrance, or how do you call it? Oh, I guess a
Hindrance. Yeah.
hindrance. Yeah,
Hindrance. Yeah.
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 Nah. Well, some people are. I like to set goals every new year. I mean, I guess the new year helps, and it's you know a new date on the calendar,
Sure. Sure.
and it just helps as a kind of like a reference type of date, right?
Yeah.
But I agree. I mean, it's just one, and it's just the day after the other day. It's
Right.
just
Right.
one more day
Right.
in life. But it kind of like helps your mind
Psychologically,
to,
for sure.
right,
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
okay, a
Yeah.
new beginning or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah.
And but I've learned to not to set too many resolutions,
Hmm.
um because of that. I learned from my mistakes.
Yeah.
Too
Yeah.
many, too high, and then the greater
The
how do you call it?
failure. Yeah.
The
Yeah.
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 So, but I do set some. So let us talk about that. I mean, do you feel comfortable sharing maybe like one or two, whether there is a personal resolution or maybe like something to do with DreemPort or
Sure.
whatever
Yeah.
that you can share with us?
Sure. I
All right.
mean, personal, I would say probably health wise.
Mm-hmm.
As you get older, you start to slip in certain areas where you're like, okay, I do not want to continue down this path. I need to kind of bring it back. So that's definitely a big one.
Mm-hmm.
And then financially, I think also same kind of thing. You start to slip and make little, oh, it'll be okay. And it
Mm-hmm.
is okay, but it's like, okay, don't let it get too far, kind of rein it back in. So those will probably be my two big personal ones. And then with Dreamport, this year is big for us because I feel like this is like the podcast that Penn and I are doing. So we didn't start actually launching. We're just recording now because we're
Mm-hmm.
still kind of, it's a very interesting podcast.
Yes.
I will
Okay.
definitely give you like a sneak peek of it to let you see what it's about.
All right. All right.
Penn calls it eavesdropping. It's kind of
Mm.
like eavesdropping on the conversations that he and I have. And
Mm-hmm.
we are polar opposites. So it can be a funny conversation. There's a lot of friction sometimes, but we also appreciate each other. So it's a fun thing. We'll see what
It's a fun.
happens. Um,
Do
I,
you have a date for the launch?
I don't know.
Right?
I think I want to launch it before January 1st.
No,
So I think,
we are ready on January
oh, I
1st.
sorry. Yes, I
Oops.
think,
I think
yeah, I think soon. I think
soon.
soon it
All
will
right.
be launched.
Soon is good.
And we'll see what happens. I told him it's not a traditional podcast. It's definitely eavesdropping on our conversation, but so it's not something that I feel like we have to like promote a whole lot. I think
Yeah.
it's going to be either people find it interesting just to see what's happening with Dreamport and all of that, or they just kind of touch base every once in a while, and that's fine. I think it's going to be more for us to look back and go, oh, remember we said this, remember, kind of keeping
Right.
us accountable
Well,
and for our team. I
all
think we're
right.
going to call it, well, we were going to just call it Dream and the Dev. But then
Oh,
he brought in the
well, that's.
eavesdropping thing. So it might be eavesdropping on Dream and the Dev. I don't know. We'll have to
I
see
don't
what
know.
it
I
ends
kind
up.
of like the other one.
The
Dream and the
Dream and the
Dev.
Dev? Okay. Yeah. All
Yeah,
right. All
that's
right.
catchy.
I
That's
I
catchy.
like that one. So
Yeah.
um
Pen,
so we'll see.
listen to Dreamy. All right. Well, no, that sounds
Okay.
fun. So that's a new
Yeah.
project. That's a new resolution, a podcast.
Yeah.
And
And
is it going to be weekly? Is it going to be
I think it probably will be weekly. Yeah.
okay?
And I think it will be a really neat way to kind of,
Mm-hmm.
we tend to be a little quiet.
Mm-hmm.
Uh and that's not my MO, that's
Mm-hmm.
Penn's MO, but he's kind of infected me with that. And he's trying to convince me that it's the better way. And I do see value in it because I think in the
What do you mean, the
past,
podcast, or what do you mean?
in everything, like in
Okay.
Dreamport, yeah, we tend to be like a little bit more mysterious. Now, I
Mm-hmm.
think we can get too mysterious. So that,
Sometimes
yeah, so that people can't figure out exactly what we're doing. So I feel
I'm
like the
still trying to
podcast,
figure you guys out.
exactly, right? There's so many people that are like, now what, and I feel like that's okay because we're still building and it will start to eventually kind of like reach that point where I
Mm-hmm.
think it starts to grow. And I think we're growing with it at that nice pace,
Mm-hmm.
I think. But like I
Okay.
said, 2023 is going to be kind of, I feel, make or break. By the end of 2023, we have the goals of bringing in enough like ad money and stuff like
Right.
that so that we actually can start, contributing to salaries and stuff. And if
Right.
that doesn't happen, we're not going to say, okay, we give up, we're done, but it will take a shift. It
It
will
will be
probably
yeah.
like a community project kind of thing
Right.
instead of a business.
Right.
So this year is really going to be, it for me, it's big. For me, it's like it's a huge goal. And even though I said all that stuff about, oh, it's not really, a year, it's just a continuum. At the same time, I'm thinking like you, but it's a fresh start, you know what I
Mhm.
mean? And it is psychologically, it is 365 days for us to say, let's give it our all. We have a finish line. And I
Right.
do think there's value in that,
Of course.
so
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, that sounds like a great project. I'm looking forward to listen to. I never heard Ken
Oh,
Deb.
okay.
So it will be interesting to hear him, exchanging ideas and dreams and projects with you.
Yeah.
So I'm looking forward to that. Well, and then you mentioned health wise, you have
Yeah.
your goals and financially as well. And yeah, I think I can relate to those as well. Health is always as years go by. I don't think I'm
Yeah.
not that old actually. I have white hair, but I'm not that
You
old.
look great.
Oh, thank you, thank you very much. Yeah, I look great.
No, great.
I know. I just like I'm not intended.
I have gray too. I like
Yeah,
my streaks though. I think it makes me look cool.
I know you do. You do. And but by the way, did you cut your hair? Do you have a new?
Oh no, I just have it pulled back in a
I just
clip.
had a pony or something.
Yeah.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Because I remember you last time you had a little more
Oof.
volume. But it's good.
Yeah.
That's good. No, I mean, it's but uh, we have to be conscious. We have to be conscious. I think it's just wise. If we are aware of our health, what we do for ours in our young age, hopefully we'll have a good end of our journey
Yeah.
here on this earth,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Just a little bit more. Yeah. So yeah, health is also one of mine. More specifically, I mean, I've been doing sports and trying to eat well. Eating my probiotics
Mm-hmm.
and things like that. But I this year I am very big in sleeping well. And
Yeah.
and
Oh,
I think good quality sleep is huge.
it is.
It's really really huge, and there's a lot of science behind it. And for the last few years, I've been practicing and developing really good habits, and I noticed the benefit of that. But this last year, I slack a little bit on that. So I want to you know uh,
Why? Why did that happen?
well, to be honest, I think this it was emotional. I mean, I
Okay.
think this
Stress.
stress
Yeah.
this year, the beginning of 2000, 2022
Uh,
in Europe, in Germany specifically. I think we mentioned that in one of
yeah.
our podcasts in the past. The way the government dealt with the pandemic and
Yeah.
the restrictions, it
Yeah.
was very very it was bad,
Yeah.
in my view, for millions. I mean, not just for
Yeah.
me, not just for a couple of people, but for millions of people.
Yeah.
I mean, you can find information online if anyone is interested in looking at that. So that took that was a very huge battle for many.
Yeah.
For many people was emotionally, as I
Mm-hmm.
mentioned before. A lot of people commit suicide
Yeah.
during that time.
Yeah.
I mean, end of 2021, beginning of 2022.
Wow.
And things are coming out right now. With this
Yeah. Yeah.
Twitter files and things.
Yeah. Yeah.
Things are coming up right now here in Germany
Yeah.
as well. And
Mm.
so only really, I could say that only people with a very strong, and we talk about the importance of family and relationships and things like that in our last podcast.
Mm.
Uh, but only people that had a very strong social family,
Right.
healthy connection,
Yeah.
were able to came out of that, more or less on
Right.
their feet. you
Yeah.
know uh, but in my personal case, it was, you know a lot of things going on, you know, and
What was the turning point for you? Or are you still kind of going through it?
still,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
still going through it. I think I think that the turning point was April.
Okay.
It was April because very interesting because it was when I began with
Hive. That's right.
high as
Yeah.
well.
Wow.
But the main thing was for us, it was that they were debating at the government level
Hmm.
if they went to mandate the vaccine
Okay. Okay.
for everyone in Germany. And independently of what people, you know,
Right.
think
Right.
about that, that's not the point. But I mean,
Right.
just the way they were going about it,
Right.
it was just crazy. It
Right.
was just crazy, and so that was a huge deal. And then so they decided that at the I forgot when was that. I think that was end of March,
Okay.
end of March, when they finally decided, okay, no mandate, this and that. So it was like a huge load fell,
Okay.
you know. I mean, a load that people were carrying on our shoulders for
Yeah.
many months. So it was finally, no, there is no mandate. So that was a plus, and so that kind of opened the door
Okay.
for you know, that's, you know, shortly after that I discovered Hive.
Mm.
I began to be creative again, to
That's
write.
huge.
That's
Yeah.
huge because
Yeah.
there was a lot of time of oppression in a lot of
Yes.
ways,
Right. And no
and
outlet.
no
Yeah.
outlet.
Yeah.
Correct.
Right.
So finally, when I began to write again in Hive,
Mm.
and when I got to know to meet you guys, it was like I got connected again with a lot
Yes.
of
Yeah. Yeah.
with positive people
Yes.
after you know, besides our close
Right.
family, and be
Right.
creative and things like that. So
Yeah.
that was a beginning, but nevertheless, you know, during this year, a lot of good habits got a little
Okay.
mixed up, and
Right.
you
Sure.
know, like one of them was, for example, sleep, because you know
Yeah.
the worries and
Yeah.
thinking, and what am I gonna do, and what if that happened, and what if we have to move,
Uh-huh.
and this and that. You know, it was crazy time.
Yeah.
So that is one of my main resolutions this time, is just to
Okay.
go back to my old healthy sleeping habits. I mean, sleeping is just huge for your body, for your mental health, for your spirit,
Yeah.
for your creativity, and so on and so forth. So that's a huge one for me. You know, just to go back and sleep well.
Mm, that's
Yeah.
so important. It is.
Mm.
I don't sleep well.
You
For
don't?
for years I couldn't sleep well.
Okay.
All
Okay.
growing, my mom has insomnia, my son has insomnia, and all growing up, I could not shut my brain off.
Yeah.
It wasn't until about 10 years ago that you'll laugh at me, but I'm one of those people that needs ASMR. Do you know what that is?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what it does. When I was a little girl, I remember that I would have that response where I would
Hmm.
get like, I would watch Bob Ross. Do you remember
Hmm.
Bob Ross?
Hmm.
I would come home from school and I would turn him on and I would just zone out and I wouldn't need to sleep. I would just feel so relaxed. And then I
Yes.
realized I had some teachers or librarians or when they're cleaning your teeth at the dentist and they're in that mask and everything's
Mm.
hushed, I would just get really, really relaxed. So one day my daughter was she's an amazing artist. And I said to her, you know, you should really look at Bob Ross. They mock him, you know, because he's, you know, whatever. But I
Yeah. Yeah.
said, but
Yeah.
he really had amazing paintings.
I
So
know.
while we're looking for them, I find them and I just immediately started to like just relax. And as I'm reading in the comments section, somebody mentions ASMR. And I'm like, what's that? And as I researched it, and they're explaining everything that was happening to me. And I was like, I always thought I was the only one. And I thought something was wrong with me, you know.
Right.
Now, what they do, once people on YouTube figured out that ASMR
Yeah.
makes a lot of money, they make
Yeah.
weird ASMR.
Yeah. It's a little bit out of control.
Yeah, but the
Yeah.
original person that I
Yes.
found she actually has ASMR. So the way that she does her videos is
Right.
she's actually, they call her the queen of it. And I found her when she was very, very early, and now she has 2 million subscribers. And it's the craziest thing. I would put her on, and within seconds, I'd be asleep.
Yeah,
And all
it's
of a
just
sudden, I could sleep.
amazing. You
It
know what
was
is,
amazing.
you know what relaxes me now that you're talking about that?
Okay, now I
Because I
gotta know.
you're gonna know. Well, many things relax me, but in regard to, I love to watch videos when people are doing
Yes.
something creative.
Yes.
Whatever that is.
Yeah.
I don't care what that
Yes.
is. If they're working with metal, or
Yes.
if they are chopping wood, whatever.
See, but that is actually part of ASMR. Like the creepy people have made it weird, but
Right,
when you actually look at I'm the same way. If I
right.
watch somebody painting or whittling or something, it's very calming. It
It's very
is.
common. It's
Yeah.
almost as if you are vicariously
Yes.
doing it.
Yep.
And it's amazing. It's just
Yeah.
amazing. It's just
Well, I
like,
think also
mm,
my brain, when I it's almost like I have two sides of my brain, and the
right,
one side just kept talking, 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 and it wouldn't shut
right,
off.
right,
When I watch those things, this
right.
side focuses on that,
Mm,
and then the side that's asleep goes, you know. So it's the weirdest thing. It's like I'm distracting the part
right.
that's awake, you know.
Well,
It
it's
works.
amazing. I mean, sleep. I mean, I've read a lot. But again, is the one thing is the knowing, and then the other one is
Actually doing.
it's just to get it under, yeah, doing it,
Yeah.
is to
Yeah.
get it under control. So in that sense, it was another teaching lesson year for me,
Yeah.
because I know a lot of science behind it. And I mean, for example, there is a lot of techniques that you can use, and I have
Mm-hmm.
used for years.
Mm-hmm.
How you can fall asleep really, really, really quick
Mm-hmm.
from very simple techniques. What we're talking about, and
Yes.
maybe like breathing exercises,
Right.
um, just a lot of things. Even your routine. The 1 hour before you go to sleep. It's
Right.
like it's
Right.
huge. It's
Yeah.
humongous.
What's a good amount for you to sleep? Like when do you feel like you're rested?
My deep sleep is between 10:30
Mm-hmm.
to 3 in the morning.
Okay.
That's my deep sleep. If I get that deep sleep, you know, I can get up
Like 4.
at 4, and
Okay.
that's
Yeah.
and that was my routine as
Yeah.
always. I went to bed at 9:30, because
Uh-huh.
my goal is to be in bed by 9:30,
Okay.
and then I need about 10-15 minutes, and then
Okay.
I'm gone. I'm gone.
Okay.
I'm absolutely gone. And then I will get up automatically without alarm, or
Yeah.
12
Right.
4:30.
Yes. Yeah.
My eyes
That's
will
a good
pop.
sleep.
It's
That's a good
great.
sleep.
It's
Yeah.
fantastic. And then
Yeah.
I mean, because I get my deep sleep, and so my body is recovered, my mind,
Yeah.
I'm just like fresh like a lettuce.
Yeah.
And then my battery is charged, and I can go the
Yeah.
whole day, you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
But it got out of control, like as I said last time. And I would
So
like
do you
to,
go to bed later when you're stressed out?
yeah, just
Okay.
thinking, like consuming information, because I read a lot.
Right.
So,
Right.
I'm like, because of that, the worries and
Yes.
thinking, and
Right.
it's strategies and whatever, and just
Right.
like
Right.
I'm gonna use my time wisely. That's,
Right.
you
Right.
know,
Right.
and
In the
and in my
meantime, it's like,
right, and in the back of my head, I know it's not right. I have to
right.
sleep, so I
Yeah.
wanna get it out of control, because the world is gonna keep rolling. The world is
Yes.
gonna, so you had to get your sleep. You
Yeah.
had to get your sleep. That's
Yeah.
important, because
I agree.
what good does it do if I get sick?
Right. All
I
your plans
right.
now have become exactly.
So
Yeah.
it makes
Yeah.
no sense. And
Right.
so that's my big resolution.
Okay.
Just to get that under control again.
Uh-huh.
You know.
That's a
So
good one.
yeah, I'll let you know how it goes,
All
because
right. I'll be
yeah,
checking up on you.
so I hope I can get it under
You will.
control
You
really,
will.
really, really quick.
You will be able to. Yeah.
Well, I mean, it has been a fantastic talk again, Dreamy. I mean, you have a lot of things going on. I'm looking forward to your podcast with Queen.
Yeah. Me too.
So So as
I
soon as
think there's going to be a lot of,
uh,
he
I think
likes to poke my buttons. So,
that's it.
yes.
Well, look in the other direction. Pen. No, I'm just kidding. But no. All right. Well, any last words of wisdom before we leave for our viewers,
Hmm.
Dreamie?
You can do it.
You can do
This
it.
year we can do it together. 2023. Let's
Yes.
do it.
Oh, yes. That's why didn't we ask before? Please, if you have resolutions, that would be a good
Yeah.
thing. That would be nice to
Yeah.
know. Write a comment. Send us your comments and tell us what your resolutions for this year are.
Yeah.
It will be fun to know. And please don't forget to go to DreemPort and to Dreamie's it's DreemPort YouTube channel
Yeah.
and subscribe to the channel. Please don't forget to do that. Well, we can do it, Dreamie,
We can do it.
and we can do it, and we'll be keeping our viewers up to date as of our development, right?
Yeah.
And we got to our resolutions. Wonderful. Well, we have come to an end again. Time flies. Time flies. Time flies really fast. And but next week we'll be back. So until then, we wish you all a successful and blessed day.
Yeah.
Have a good one. Bye bye.